Today, we're gonna see if we can improve upon this popular Dutch comfort food.
Stampppot is a classic Dutch meal, potatoes mashed with some sort of a vegetable and paired most commonly with a smoked sausage or rookworst and then topped with gravy.
It's not really something you'd find in a restaurant, it's something you'd make at home.
About a month ago, we asked y'all what your favorite stampppot was, and we were surprised that in addition to the most popular recipes, some of y'all had really made stamppots your own. And in that spirit, we decided to make 5 classic stamppots today, from stampppot made with kale to sauerkraut to a stampppot called Hot Lightning, which is potatoes mixed with apples. And we're gonna pit them against 5 stampppot recipes that we just made up.
Or maybe the classics are classic for good reason.
Goedemorgen and welcome back. Let's get to our first mashup today. Get it? Mashup.
Round 1.
In our first round, on the classic side, we have stamppots boerenkool, which is potatoes boiled with kale, mashed together alongside a smoked sausage or rookworst and topped with jus.
Well, I mean, it looks beautiful. This is something that we have made before, both in videos and in our everyday lives. It's one of our staple stampppot meals.
Yep, it's delicious. And on the modern side, we have air to soup stampppot, which is the take on the popular split pea soup here in the Netherlands. You have potatoes boiled with onions and stamped with peas and celeriac, and it's paired with a rookworst as well. Oh, and the jus is split pea soup. We followed a pretty simple philosophy when we were making up our weird stamppots. So the base has to be some sort of potato with one or more items stamped in, and it's got to be paired with a meat or a protein on the side. And of course, all of them have to have some sort of jus on top.
I thought this one looked really, really good until you poured the canned soup on it.
Yes, I thought the exact same thing. I was like, oh, it's kind of nice, but then it all really just kind of becomes monochromatic.
All right, first up, let's try the classic. Got a little bit of my Hamer rookworst, which is made with real smoke. Cheers. If there's like the one thing above all the things that we've started to do since we've moved to the Netherlands, it's make stampppot.
It's this.
It's so good.
It's
it's so
easy.
Oh my God. All right, let's try the air to soup stampppot. I am so excited about this.
It's for science. Oh, this is a really big bite.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It tastes more like split pea soup than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
But that could be because there's literally split pea soup on it. It's good. I like the pea flavor. The pea flavor is overpowering though.
It is, yeah.
The kale is a little bit more of like a balanced flavor with the potatoes.
You can still taste the potatoes.
With this, it's like I taste peas and it's mushy because of the potatoes. Actually, I don't taste any celeriac.
No, I don't taste any at all. And it was like a pretty even split between the amount of potatoes and the amount of celeriac. I also don't taste any onions either. But don't get me wrong, like it's very good.
Yeah.
But it's not anything special.
No, I mean, we originally said that we were going to agree upon one off camera before we say it out loud, but I don't think that there's going to be any controversy here.
No, we don't need to chat about it.
I think it's the stampppot boerenkool,
yes.
the kale stampppot. The
100%.
classic is going to win the first round. Sorry, split pea soup.
You're still delicious.
Just not the best of the two. Yeah.
You're the middle child.
Yeah.
Round 2.
On the classic side, we have stampppot zuurkool, which is potatoes mashed with sauerkraut, once again served alongside a rookworst and topped with jus.
So this is another one of our favorite stamppots, one that we honestly might make this more than the kale stampppot. But we were surprised that when we posted the poll on YouTube that asked y'all what your favorite stamppots were, it was, I think, the least one that you voted for. What do you say? The lowest performer.
Yeah, that made us a little sad.
I think it's delicious. It's tangy sauerkraut, mashed potatoes, a smoked sausage. I mean, what could go wrong? It's like a little party in your mouth.
It is. It's quite delicious.
On the modern side, we have a stampppot that's sort of an homage to one of our favorite breakfast tacos back in Austin, Texas, which is mashed potatoes, cheese, and scrambled eggs on a flour tortilla. So this is potatoes mashed with cheese, topped with scrambled eggs with a salsa jus and a tortilla on the side.
I'm just gonna come right out and say it. This is extremely yellow.
It's so yellow.
All right, let's start with the classic.
Okay, let's do it.
Oh, there's so much sauerkraut.
I knew you would love it.
Oh my God, all right, cheers.
Cheers. Oh, it's so tangy.
You get the mashed potato, you get like the crunchy sauerkraut, you get like the the savory gravy mixed with like the tangy sauerkrautness. It's so good, and it pairs so well with the smoked sausage. Ready to try the modern one?
Let's do it. So how should we do this?
I think you gotta, actually, that's a really good question. I think you take a little bit of tortilla.
Okay. Are you gonna make
You know what? I'm just gonna eat it like a naan. Like I'm gonna go Indian food style.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab some eggs. No, I'm just gonna use my fingies.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna scoop it on in here. Cheers.
Cheers.
I really like the potatoes with the cheese.
I know. I could do without the tortilla.
I love the eggs. If you're looking for a vegetarian option and you don't want to do like a vegetarian roquefort, the scrambled egg's actually pretty bomb.
It's easy to make. You just
Yeah.
scramble an egg, throw it on top.
Yeah, I still think with this one, we're in agreement that the classic is going to win. The Taco Deli one is much better than the split piece.
I was going to say, this was a strong contender.
Yeah.
However, the texture and the flavors
Yep.
are edging it out just a little bit.
Yep. And we here love edging.
We do.
It's one of our favorite things, especially when it comes to food.
Yep.
And I think that if you're looking, the one thing we learned in this round is that, you know, maybe if you want to go for a vegetarian stamp pot, you can mix maybe even the kale one.
Yeah.
It's definitely the sauerkraut one with an egg, like a fried egg, scrambled
I was
egg.
going to say fried egg because then you break the yolk and you might actually, like, it could be your juice.
Overall, we're still going to have to pick, as the winner of this round, the zuurkool stamp pot.
Round 3.
On the classic side, we have hutspot, which is a take on stampot with potatoes boiled with and stamped with onions and carrots, paired with a meatball alongside some piccalilli.
Wow, this looks amazing. We actually have never had a hutspot before with the meatball on it. We're usually just, you know, putting a roquefort on the side because it's just so easy to do that.
Yeah. And on the modern side, we have something that is remarkably popular in the US, but surprisingly isn't available here in the Netherlands. A KFC famous bowl. It's potatoes stamped with corn, topped with cheese alongside fried chicken and some jus.
This looks like something that I would have done to my plate when I was like 12 years old.
Yes, when I was stamping the corn into the mashed potatoes, I was like, childhood.
Yeah, this just looks like something I would have like made if my parents served me like a chicken nugget, corn, and mashed potatoes meal. I just would have put everything together myself.
Yep, exactly.
All right, start with the classic.
Yeah, let's just get into it. You go first this time.
Okay, I'm gonna get some of this meatball. Ooh. This is a good meatball. I love the texture of hutspot. Like the carrots inside. All right. It's time for the KFC famous bowl. Cheers.
Oh my gosh.
This is my childhood.
Dinner at least twice a week.
I think this is my favorite of the moderns that we've done so
Yes,
far.
I completely agree.
If someone ate this that didn't grow up eating something like this,
I don't think you would like it
I
that
don't
much.
think he would like it as much. But there is something really pleasing around the texture of like the breading on the chicken and the corn. I really love the corn mixed in with the mashed potatoes.
A little burst of sweetness from a corn kernel that you're chewing.
I love corn.
I know, that's so American.
I know. I love corn so much.
Delicious.
This is a tough one.
I know.
I love this hutspot.
Yeah.
I love everything about it. I love the texture. I love the marinated like flavors that you get with it. I really like that meatball.
Yeah,
as
the
the
meatball
first
is
time
excellent.
trying it. But this KFC bowl is really like striking a tone with me on nostalgia.
And also balance a little bit. Like, this is pretty intense with the piccalilli and the meatball. It's heavy.
Do you think this is balanced?
I think the winner here is the hutspot.
Round 4.
On the classic side, we have stamppots andijvie, which is potatoes mashed with a raw bitter lettuce and bacon bits, or spekjes, served with roquefort and jus.
Wow. This one probably looks the most different. It's literally like lettuce mixed with mashed potatoes.
It's a good foreshadowing for the modern one in the next round, I think.
But I mean, overall, it looks great. It smells great. It has bacon and roquefort on it.
On the modern side, we have a stampot that uses many of the ingredients of an English breakfast. Instead of a hash brown, we used regular potatoes and stamped them with mushrooms. The meat here is a fried egg, and the jus is, maybe you've already guessed it, it's beans. Once again, I am visually confused by the modern one that we made.
Yes, this one to me might be the most confusing. I added the tomato because I felt like the pop of color was really needed for this one. But man, those Those mushrooms in the potatoes look a little weird.
I think the mushrooms and the potatoes are going to be really, really
Yeah.
good. I'm not so sure about how the beans are going to go with this whole thing, but we did learn in, I think it was the last round, that egg paired with the mash actually works really well. So I think that that is probably a point in favor of the English breakfast one already.
And I'm excited to try it with a fried egg because you're going to get a little bit of that eggy
Yeah.
goo in it.
Eggy goo.
It sounds delicious.
All right, let's get into the classic one first.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. I don't know how I feel about this one. This is the first time I think we've had a stampot today that hasn't immediately been like, oh yeah, this is amazing. I do really like the texture. Mm-hmm. Modern time?
Modern time.
Cheers.
Cheers. Whoop.
So here's something interesting. I don't like the texture of the mushroom with the mash.
Yeah, I don't either.
I like the beans.
You like the beans?
I like the beans.
The beans are kind of whatever.
Really?
And like, I can't really taste them that much, but I like the flavor of the mushroom.
This does taste like an English breakfast.
It does. Yeah. There's
As a
still like something missing from
Yeah,
it,
as a
though.
stampot. To be fair, an English breakfast does also typically include a sausage. To be honest, I'm not in love with either of these.
Same.
However, I do have to go with the classic because I think once again, it's just so much more balanced.
Yep. There's better texture from the andijvie and the spekjes. And then you just get that like saltiness from the gravy. And again, this one just kind of all blends together.
This one's also kind of refreshing. It's not a big, soft blob
Soft blob with little like slimy things in it.
like my wife.
Round 5.
Y'all, we've saved one of the best for last. On the classic side, we have hete bliksem, or hot lightning, which is potatoes mashed with apples and topped with thick bacon or speck. And apparently it gets its name hot lightning from how the apples mixed with the potatoes just stay lightning hot. So I'm looking forward to scalding my mouth today.
Yeah, we should be careful.
This, I don't think this looks very good.
No, I don't think so either. It kind of looks like if I just went into my refrigerator and made something with leftovers.
You're sure this is what it's supposed to look like?
I'm pretty confident.
Okay.
Yes.
And on the modern side, we saved the best for last as well. We have a kapsalon stamppot. We mashed fries with lettuce, topped it with cheese and chicken doner, and the jus is a mix of garlic sauce and sambal. This looks like a hot mess.
I know, but I kind of like the way it looks. When I mixed all of the lettuce and cucumber and tomato with the mashed fries, it was kind of beautiful.
Okay. I don't know.
What do you
I don't
think?
know. She really wants the fries. Sashimi loves fries.
Yeah.
I will say, speaking of fries, the fries mash so well. When you blended them, I was shocked at how much they looked like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, but now that I'm looking at them a little bit more, they are taking on a bit of like,
Gummy?
Yes, a bit of a pasty texture.
I said gummy, not cummy.
Yeah, never mind. Oh boy.
All right. Well, I'm excited to try the hot lightning. A lot of people recommended it. People seem like it's really one of their favorites. So, you know, it's not uncommon to eat a pork chop with some sort of like apple sauce, something like that on the side. So it makes sense that the flavors go together.
It's really good. I mean, I don't taste the mustard. Probably could have added a little bit more, maybe about like a different kind of mustard. But I will say like the flavors don't create like a new flavor. It's like you taste the pork, you taste the onion, you taste each individual flavor, but they all go well together.
They all go very well together. All right, let's try the kapsalon. I'm really excited about this one.
I know, I've been very excited about this one.
This one might win.
You think?
Cheers. Way too much sauce. Yeah, the potatoes are a little cummy.
They are a little gummy. Yeah. The texture of the potatoes is totally ruining it for me.
I really thought that was going to work.
Me too. And I tried really hard. I tried not to blend them for too long. But I think at the end of the day, it just, I don't know why it's not working. It's the same thing.
I think the beauty of kapsalon, when you eat it normally, is that there's like variety in every bite.
Yeah.
And also there's the like hot fries, hot doner, and that you get a lot of that salad on top with every bite. Whereas here, we mash the salad in with the fries.
Yeah, so it's no longer crunchy. It's no longer cold. and there's just not a lot of texture variation. It's the meat and it's mush.
I do like the hot lightning though, because it does sort of remind me of like a childhood meal that we would have had growing up. Like growing up, you know, family dinner, pork chop, mashed potatoes.
Stewed apples.
We never had stewed apples. That's like for fancy families, but I mean, it's something you could have with a pork chop.
Yeah.
So like it is sort of reminding me of that.
Yeah.
The kapsalon one, it doesn't really remind me of kapsalon as much as I thought it was going to.
I know. Why doesn't it? I guess it is just telling us what the most important parts of kapsalon are. And it's that like texture.
I think that's
cool,
what we
hot
learned
kind of
overall
thing.
today, is that texture is like a super important part of the stampot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's probably why you don't just wing it, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of went into this thinking we could just like throw a bunch of shit
Anything.
into a bowl.
Yeah.
And like make a stampot of our own. But
It requires a little bit more thought than that.
yeah, well, this might have been our weirdest video yet. I'm actually not sure. Was there a weirder video?
I think we've had a couple weirder videos.
Yeah, but if you did like this style of video and you want to see us do more videos like this, be sure to give this video a like, because that helps us understand what videos we should make more of and, you know, what videos we should make less of. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next week.
So done.